Hey, this is Victor Antonio, and welcome to another Sales Influence podcast where we talk about finding the why and how people buy. Today is an interesting topic. You're trying to sell a product, but the customer is not reacting, right? They're not reacting to what you're proposing. Now, I want you to think of this in three stages, because there's three types of customers you're going to come across that maybe it's the reason why you're not selling. Sometimes you approach a customer and they're not even aware that they have a problem. So our job as salespeople is to make them aware, right? So making them aware you have a problem. You're losing money, you're losing market share, you could be doing better, so forth and so on, right? Now, that's the first level. They're aware. Thank you very much. Level 2 is that they're aware, but they don't care, right? So they're aware, but they don't care. So now our job, again, shifting how we sell, is they're already aware. They don't care because they don't see the losses, the opportunity cost. They don't feel the pain or the necessity, the urgency to move forward. So in this case, if you know they're aware, but they don't care, our job is to find ways to make them care by maybe increasing the pain point, highlighting things they didn't understand, see, or maybe even think about. And you can tell when you're having a good conversation in the creating the care piece, because they'll say things like, I didn't know that. I didn't know you could do that. Really? You're telling me that I'm losing? When you start hearing language like that, you know that they're going to start caring. Now, the third level, you can make them aware. And even if they're aware, they don't care. But then the third level is they care. You've created enough urgency, but they're scared. So that means what your job is now is you shift your sales style, so to speak. You're not about creating pain and urgency anymore. You're about mitigating risk because they're aware, they care, but they're scared. So your job is to figure out, how can I reduce their anxiety? How can I increase their certainty that if they buy from me, this is a good move? So again, you're always in three selling modes. The first one is you're making them aware. Second, if they're aware and they don't care, shift towards, again, pain points, urgency, opportunity, cost. And if they're aware, they care, but they're scared, find ways to mitigate the risk, reduce their anxiety so they can move forward and not be held back by the fear of actually buying. And on that note, this is Victor Antonio, always reminding you that selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.